How do you turn a school around in 2024? Well, it's real simple. The focus needs to be on the culture of your school. I know a lot of us were brought up through districts and through leadership programs, through schools even, where they are espousing instructional leadership as the most important thing. And don't get me wrong, instructional leadership is very necessary. However, it is also something that can be learned in a few weeks' time. But cultural leadership is something that cannot be learned. It has to be experienced. And you have to put yourself in the position to know the culture that you're facilitating for greatness in your school. I grew up in Atlanta, Georgia, where we had a lot of great teachers in the 70s and the 80s, late 60s even. And most of my teachers just happened to be Black because I was in Atlanta. I had 2 white teachers and they were great as well. Shout out to Miss Majors, Mr. Zolder. However, they were primarily Black teachers then. And if you see the results of their products, you will see mayors today in this city, past and present. You will see dignitaries around this world, past and present. And Atlanta is a small city, relatively speaking. It's about 500,000 people that actually live within the city limits. And so we have a lot of successes that came out of Atlanta because of the cultural expectations of the leadership, from the school board to the district office, to the principals, to the teachers, to the parents. It was culture then, it's culture now. What proof do I have? Well, 10 years ago, I was principal at a middle school. And my sole focus was to change the culture of the school. The school needed turning around. Academics were suffering. Student behavior was suffering. The community at large was suffering because of the narrative. And a lot of you are in that position now. And you can't change that with instruction. You have to change that with culture. And there are a lot of little steps that go into it. But we focused on culture for 3 years. And subsequently, instruction fell under the cultural umbrella, which we also had to address. And by the time we finished, our state assessment results and the gains, primarily, the gains that we had were unsurpassed by any school in the entire state. And the proof of that would be the Georgia Department of Education coming to video our school for school turnaround and labeling it as such, school turnaround. And they recorded it using Georgia Public Broadcasting TV. The focus and emphasis needs to be on the culture of your school and the culture of your district. If you're still focusing on instruction, which can be learned in probably 2 weeks, that's why we continue to struggle in schools.